Hey there guys, and welcome to another day in paradise. As you can see, I am now back in sunny Saudi Arabia, having finished my epic ride home on the scrambler from Saudi Arabia back to the UK. But unfortunately, I have come back to some bad news, and I shall explain in a second. So I'm now back in Saudi Arabia, having ridden my Ducati Scrambler back to the UK, and she is now there at my home in Southampton, where she will be for the rest of time. I'm not bringing that bike back out to Saudi at all. And that leaves me with the Ducati 848. It's not the end of the channel, but unfortunately I have come back to some bad news. Now, whilst I've been gone, whilst I've been bimbling across multiple continents, the weather here has started turning from the beautiful Saudi Arabian Middle Eastern summer, where it's very, very hot and very, very dry, and we are now getting into the end of summer stormy season. Now, whilst I've been away, there has been quite a bad storm here, and well, let me show you what I've had to come back to. So there she is. There is my beautiful Ducati 848, and if you look this way, you will see some of the bits that I've brought back from the UK with me, including the gorgeous billet tail tidy and the TST Industries LED tail light. So I have done away with the original side repeaters, and I think that complements the Leo Vinci exhaust system rather beautifully. And I have the carbon, full 6 carbon tail cowl, seat cowl. Excuse the state of the bike, she does desperately need a clean, but as I'm sure you'll discover in a minute, I'm rather lacking in motivation, because whilst I've been away, this bike has been dropped. Now, as I'm sure you can imagine, I was utterly devastated to come back to find that my beautiful Ducati 848 that I've spent so much time putting back together has been dropped, and that is pretty bloody bad. So the damage that I've found, that nose cowl is completely cracked, the bar end is pretty mashed, I've managed to bend the clutch lever back, and there's some scuffs and scratches on the tail section, and I don't know if you can see the angle that those bars are at. Yeah, they're not even remotely straight. And probably the biggest problem of all, that magnesium fairing bracket is completely snapped. There is no way that this bike is rideable with that. And on top of that, the gear shift lever is bent, so it's actually pushing against the fairing. So again, I can't change gear. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've had many thoughts on how I'm gonna deal with this, including the biggest hissy fit of all, where I thought, you know what, bollocks to it, I am just gonna pack this bike up and I'm gonna ship her home. But on reflection, and with a bit of research, with huge thanks to the Ducati Owners Club GB, I have decided, and I'm going to make do and mend, and I'm going to try and fix this bike up so that I've got something to ride, and I can continue bringing you videos from here in Saudi Arabia on a bike you want to see some videos on. Now, at this point, I have to say a humongous thank you to Craig and Luke, who are the supply chain logistics boys at Motor Rapido Ducati in Winchester, who have been absolutely fantastic. There have been emails going backwards and forwards from them, and they have managed to sort me out with all of the prices for the spare parts I'm going to require to fix this bike up. Now, if I replaced everything that was damaged to put the bike back to pre-accident standard, I'd be looking at a minimum of 1,200 quid just for the parts. That's excluding VAT, but not including the price of delivery, which from the UK to Saudi Arabia is going to be extortionate. But I've decided that I'm going to do just the fairing bracket which is the thing that holds the whole front end together. And I'm going to repair the fairing, and I'm going to try and source a second-hand gear lever and some new bar ends. So hopefully it's not going to be too much hassle to get the whole front end of the bike stripped down and get her repaired and usable, and we'll go from there. And then, like I say, in about 6 months time, when I'm coming to the end of my time in Saudi Arabia, I will be packing the bike up and I'll be shipping it back to the UK, and I've already got a full set of fairings painted up, not standard ones, to go back to. So where does this leave me in the meantime? Well, a lot of people were asking me at the end of my epic ride home, did I record any of the journey? And the answer is yes, I did. I thought I'd recorded about 90% of the riding that I did, but I've got back and I've tidied through all my footage and I need to start editing it. But I do know that I have over 40 hours of raw footage to edit up, clip up and arrange and put together for your guys' viewing pleasure. Now, my original plan was to do this very video explaining what I'm going to be doing with my epic ride home footage on the bike, but given that I've had this unfortunate incident with her, I basically no longer have any excuses for not cracking on and editing up that footage. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the next 4 to 6 weeks maybe. My intention is to try and get a video up every single week, which I'm going to be planning on getting them going live at 6 PM UK time on a Saturday evening. So whilst the missus is watching X Factor or Strictly Come Dancing on Ice or whatever crap's on British TV on a Saturday night these days, you gentlemen and the ladies that aren't interested in watching the TV can catch up with my adventures. So I'm going to be cracking on with that. In the meantime, I've got the parts arriving out from the UK to Saudi to allow me to get this bike fixed up, and at some point I'll just drop it in there as a nice little surprise. There'll be a break in regular scheduled programming and we will get out on the bike and we'll record something to say she's back. Now, if you want to be kept up to date with that progress in the meantime, don't forget you can track all of my other social medias. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, and I have a Facebook page for this channel. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. It's bad news, for me anyway. It means I've got to put my hand in my pocket. It means I can't go and enjoy this beautiful bike that I've been looking forward to coming back to. I've even brought my leathers back with me. That's how determined I was to get out and enjoy this Ducati 848. I've got trips down to Jeddah planned for these next few months, where I'm going to go and join up with all of the Ducati sport bike guys down there for their rides out starting in Jeddah. So plenty of things to look forward to, and yeah, we'll get her back up and running, we'll get her sorted, and as I say, she'll get shipped back to the UK at the start of next year and we go from there. Who knows? So thank you very much for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you in my epic ride home journey footage. Ma salama.